will second you on that, Peter. I just.
This is now he's taken his now we go.
Yeah,
yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Not at all. I just feel that first set put a lot of pressure on the Sicilian, on Magnus the Sicilian, and let's face it, the Berlin thus far has brought him good games, Peter.
Yeah, now we are seeing the repeat of their third game today, and Hikaru is the first to deviate with Bishop D2. Yeah, I mean, if this H4, H5 experience worked perfectly well for that one specific game, but we had our tops ourselves, and one of the reasons why White Mice want to start with Bishop D2 to make sure that this A7, A5 move, which Magnus immediately played after H4, is not anymore possible.
Right, and do I have it in my mind right that it was actually also Magnus playing, I think, against Wesley So, where somehow he struck out with B4, A4. I'm probably mixing it up, but I seem to remember a game between Magnus and Wesley where Bishop D2 and B4 was played. We have B7, B5, Knight E3. Peter, is this all recommended theory?
Yeah, I think this is, and look at this, we are about to see something very similar, if not exactly the same as in the previous game, because
transposition.
But now White goes for Knight takes D5, exactly. This is a very, very concrete line.
Whoa, Knight
E3. I have to check, and the point is that very often in these lines, White pushes the pawn to H5, and once the pawn is on H5, Knight takes F7, it never works, yeah?
Right.
But
return it to the cave. Is Knight F3 what Hikaru should be doing, or does he have a way of continuing the initiative?
Yeah, that's the big question, because I mean, Hikaru also perfectly understood that Magnus must have missed something and he's in big trouble, and I don't see any way out from here.
So it's not just a pawn, but again, to repeat the immortal words of Roman Gigi-Hashvili, it's pawn and compensation, Peter.
Yeah, G6 played finally out of desperation. I mean, Magnus is already below 2 minutes on the clock.
I loved your variation that you pointed out just a moment ago. Queen F3 hitting F7, and on a good day when you take on C6 and you jump with a knight to D5, it's all one-way traffic, and it looks deadly. And this just, wow, you don't expect a miniature on the world champion being on the wrong side of the miniature, I need to say.
Yeah, I mean, I told you in the first game that actually Magnus doesn't have so much experience in this variation, so it was very nice judgment by Hikaru that Magnus switched from his desired favorite Bishop G4 setup to short castle, but this is such a complex fight with so many subtleties and so many concrete knowledge as well that he might not be so familiar with all the details of these variations, and this is what we are seeing. So F6 played, what to do, there was no other move to be made.
And sorry to interrupt you, but I'm seeing a forced pin. I think knight takes C6, queen B6, I think knight G4, which is a kind of a funny move. So the idea is queen takes C6, and I want to go queen takes F6. The idea is I'm threatening knight H6, 8, like 8. And I'm also wanting to play bishop C3, and it's just looking, it's just, oh my goodness. And that might not be the only win. I'm just saying that it just feels like now Hikaru can calculate a forced win, Peter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no doubt about that.
And we have Tanya. Tanya, are you stunned by what we're seeing, what we're witnessing?
I'm just popping in to tell you that your spidey senses are bang on. Knight C6, Knight G4 is a brilliant idea, and we do have Hikaru. He's gone for Knight C6, and perhaps after Queen D7 as well. White can go for Knight G4.
Looks really, really good. Peter, I mean, this is, like I said, I thought that Hikaru's strategy in the match was to try to get into the blitz portions. Yesterday, I mean, it didn't work. Oops, it just didn't work. But this is this is great. Hikaru just is taken by the way on f6. Is that the right move, Peter?
Well, it's the same idea. After queen takes c6, you can go knight g4 and you end up in the same position. Also, you have the
Bishop c3.
start with bishop c3 exactly.
Right.
What I wanted to mention that I think the psychology plays a very big role for all these blitz time breaks. That yesterday Magnus was the one who came back, and today it's Hikaru who came back from that. And then you have this scenario, then I think one can forget about who is better in blitz or who it might favor. Simply at this state of mind, what the players are in. When you are back from a loss from the white pieces, and you still have a chance to play the tiebreak. This, I think, gives such a boost for the player that he definitely has the psychological advantage.
Which again is exactly what we saw yesterday in set 2. After losing with the white pieces, remarkably, somehow, some way, Magnus, made it to a tiebreak, and he got the victory. It would be stunning if Hikaru could now return the favor. By the way, I kind of lost count of the number of pawns. Castles long is also on its agenda, but this one is the cleanest. What you just showed, Peter, that white is going to win a piece. 5 pawns, Peter.
Yeah, Magnus played the move b4 and he's down to 25 seconds. I mean, the only chance what he has is based on the clock. That, okay, Hikaru has much more time, but nevertheless, it's something of an issue, the clock situation. But the position is so hopeless that basically it's almost resigns.
Tanya.
Magnus has no chance in this at all. I mean, this is not a position that Hikaru is ever going to mess up. Finding that d4 in seconds, this is where he thrives on. And that's it, the world champion resigns.